Hey guys, it's the nerd half of this Nerdtroverts duo, and today I'm doing another reading vlog. This time I'm reading The Battle of the Labyrinth, which is the 4th Percy Jackson book by Rick Riordan. I am very excited to continue my reread. It's been maybe a month and a bit since I read Titan's Curse, and it's the 17th of December and I have 2 more books to read to finish this reread by the end of 2019, by the end of the decade. So I'm gonna just try and smash both these out this week. So let's just do it, I guess. Battle of the Labyrinth isn't my favourite, and I think that's just because of the tension between Percy and Annabeth, but it makes for really good storytelling, and there's some really like wonderful moments that I'm very excited to revisit. So yeah, I'm very excited. Hopefully I'll finish it soon. My birthday is literally in 2 days, so I'm hoping to have it done by then so I can start The Last Olympian, but we shall see how the days go. I'm currently doing like a lot of different things at once. December is a busy time, but hopefully I can take out some time today and tomorrow to just read a bunch, and we shall see where it goes. But let's just get into it. Let's just start reading. I'm very excited. I'm on about page 20, so I'm like a chapter and a bit in. I just thought I'd give like my first impressions of reading Battle of the Labyrinth. I think one of the main reasons that like I don't like this book as much as the others, especially in the beginning, is just like how shitty Annabeth is to Percy. Like, I get it, she's jealous and like there's like a lot of stuff going on, but like she doesn't feel in on anything that happens until like the last minute, and that like really kind of irks me, because like, don't be a dick to your friends, okay? That's like, I have been the friend who like doesn't get told stuff and it fucking sucks, okay? So like, I feel like that's just like a personal thing where I'm like, I'm angry on Percy's behalf, but I'm having a great time. I can't wait to keep reading, and I will update you later. Okay, I have a really quick, really random question. Grover is like at his like meeting thing where they're deciding whether or not he should keep his searcher's license, but I don't understand why they would take it away in the first place, because no one else has ever found anything, and they're giving him all this shit for also not finding anything beyond when Pan speaks to him at the end of the Titan's Curse. But like, why would they, like, he's done nothing wrong. Like, he literally survived going to see Polyphemus. Like, the only one to do that, and they're giving him so much shit. I don't understand. Why? I don't, like, is it a bit I forget about? I don't know. If you know, do let me know, because, like, I can't fucking remember, hey. So I'm pretty much just over 100 pages. I keep forgetting these books like 300 pages long, and I'm like, yeah, I'll like smash them out in like 2 hours, and I'm like, oh yeah. These books are bigger than I remembered them being, which is not a bad thing, because it just means that there's like more book to consume. But it's so funny because like a week ago, the Lightning Thief musical actually released like 4 or 5 new songs that like aren't actually part of the show anymore but were originally meant to be in the show, and it's like recorded by the Broadway cast. And there is a particular song called In the Same Boat that like I just cannot get out of my head because it applies so much right now, as does Pick a Side technically, but I heard Pick a Side a while ago, so like I'm not that like, that's not as in my head as In the Same Boat. But there is a moment where it's so perfect. It perfectly encaptures like Percy and Annabeth in this book as well, and it's hard to explain. Like I'm just gonna like play a bit for you.
It's like watching titans clash. They'll kill each other or they'll kiss. If we're lucky, they'll end up in an abyss.
I've seen some messed up stuff, but nothing quite like this.
Just listen.
In a literal boat.
I feel something strange. Is it seasickness? Perspective. Let's talk about parents. It's ancient history. And who says history has to repeat itself? Say it. Say it. You know you want to say it. Just say it
That's just a couple songs that have just been like stuck in my head on repeat for like the last week, and I figured even though they were written for the Lightning Thief, they just totally sum up the trio as a whole, and I just kind of wanted you guys to experience it because I could gush about this musical for hours and I have no one to gush about it to, so that's your job now, I guess. So it is like 1 AM and I haven't really read much more, and by haven't really I mean I've read like another 5 pages. I don't really have a lot to comment on, but I thought I'd sort of get my thoughts out before I go to sleep and forget them all. Something that I've noticed in this book more than with the last 3 is there's a lot more that like I forget about, if that makes sense. It's 1 AM, bear with me. There's a lot more plot points. Okay, less plot points, more like characteristics and like encounters that I forget happen until like 2 pages before when it's foreshadowed. For example, totally forgot about the Imposi until I read the chapter title of the first chapter. I forgot about Janus entirely. I forgot that Hera plays a major role in this book as opposed to like the other ones where she plays like less of a role, I guess. I forgot entirely about Juniper. Like it's been so long since I've read these books that so many plot points have escaped my mind. Like I used to ace those like Percy Jackson quizzes, and I feel like now if I tried one, I wouldn't do as well because there's so much that I don't remember. Because it's been so long, which is just why I'm so happy that I'm doing this. Like, it's nice to come back to a world you're so familiar with and still be not surprised necessarily, but like, you know, just like happily reminded of something that happened. And yeah, I'm having a good time, and I'm torn between dragging it out because I'm having such a good time and like trying to finish it as quickly as possible so I can like get these vlogs out before the year finishes. I don't think I will, but one can have hope. Tomorrow I'm not busy, but I am driving to my nan's house tomorrow to do some stuff, and then I'm getting my hair cut. So we shall see how much reading I squeeze in tomorrow. Hopefully I can finish it, but we'll see. I might do a bit more reading tonight before I go to bed, but I will update you tomorrow. I don't think I'll update you again tonight unless I have like some revelation. I say this like every time I do a vlog. I'm like, oh, this will be it for tonight, and then there's like 3 more clips, but fingers crossed. I will just do some more reading and then update you later. Okay, I know what I just said, but real quick, I'm really mad that Percy loses his shield. Like, I get it. This is probably a really weird angle. Like, I get it. And like, sacrifices have to happen. But that shield was fucking awesome. And you were so excited to get it back earlier in the book. And he just like throws it away to save Tyson. And like, I get it. And like, Tyson can make him a new one, but like, it's not the same. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same. And I'm just sad about it because I really, really, really liked that shield because I'm an avid watch user. And so like, when I was like reading those books, I was like, yeah, Percy also wears a watch and turns into a shield, and that's fucking awesome. And now I'm exactly the same. And the realization that he loses the whole time I was reading Sea of Monsters and the Titan's Curse, I was like, how does he lose this shield? Because I could not for the life of me remember. Yeah, he throws it away. Anyway, good night. Me trying to convey the like cozy warmth of Christmas while it's actually Australia and it's really hot, and if I don't get these off me soon I'm gonna die of heat. Okay, so it is the next morning. I read quite a bit more last night. I read for probably like another hour and a bit maybe, so I'm now on page 177. So I'm about halfway through now. I have pretty much just woken up because I was up till 3 AM. I did sleep in until about 10, and then I just kind of fucked around on my phone for a bit. But I thought I might, you know, have some breakfast and maybe read a bit because I don't really have anything to do this morning. I don't have to do anything until like this afternoon, so I have until lunch. I figured I could read for a bit and bring you with me.
Or they'll kiss. If we're lucky, they'll end up in an abyss.
loving my reread currently. I keep forgetting like certain aspects about Percy's power. Like I forgot, like it's hard to describe like the way that I think of Percy's power, because he is this really freaking powerful demigod, but he downplays it so much because he's so self-deprecating. And so like when you like take a step back and you actually think about what he's doing, it's like, oh my god, this kid is powerful. And the fact that he unleashes Typhoon. But I'm gonna put the book away for a second and eat some breakfast, and I might keep reading, but we shall see, and I'll update you guys later on in the day. So I'm on page 214. I've just finished the bit on Calypso's Island, and the whole time I was like reading that section, I was just like really angry. Like I was like simmering with anger, and it's so annoying. When I first read Percy Jackson, I loved Calypso. I felt so sorry for her. Like I was happy when like Percy was like, you need to release her, she's done nothing wrong. Like I really felt for her and I found her really sympathetic, and I was really compelled by her character. And even though like I wanted Percy to return and I don't want him to stay, like I still felt sorry for her. But having read House of Hades and Blood of Olympus and Child of Apollo, I no longer care about Calypso. I will never forgive her for the fact that she cursed Percy, and that curse separated him and Annabeth and Tartarus. Like that was cruel and unnecessary. Like I get it, after time you go bitter and resentful and angry, but like, bitch, who the fuck did you think you were? Like, why? It makes me so angry because I don't, like, the fact that she cursed him really pisses me off because he still freed her. It's not his fault that she didn't like leave the island. And also, he doesn't actually promise her that he's going to free her. I have no idea why the hell she had that thought in her head. He just promises not to forget her. And like, yeah, like maybe he doesn't think about her, but like, so I will never get over the fact that she curses him. And the fact that when like Leo meets her and they like become a couple, he doesn't tell any of his friends that he's still alive. Like he dies and then just like runs off to like do a world tour with his new girlfriend. And like there's a lot to unpack with like Leo and the Heroes of Olympus series that like I don't want to do because this is not about that. I get that characters are flawed, but that doesn't mean that I have to like the fucking character. So she's very sympathetic in this book, but like post Percy Jackson and the Olympians, she's a bitch and I don't like her, and it actually makes me very angry. So I'm gonna start talking about something else now. I only have like another like hour or so to read before I have to go off. I'm not 100% sure if I will read. I might do like another chapter or two, but I'll save the rest for this afternoon. But I'm doing a lot of reading and I'm fairly confident that I'll be able to finish this book by today, if I never have to finish it at midnight. Because I won't have time to read it tomorrow, because tomorrow's my birthday and Karina's gonna be here. And even though I'm not really going to be doing anything since she's here, I'm going to be doing that, and I'm not going to be reading because that's rude, as I've been told my entire life. When people are over, you shouldn't read because it's rude. Anyway, I will update you next time there is something to update you on. So as you can see, I am back from getting my haircut. And I am dangerously close to finishing Battle of the Labyrinth. So I think I'm just going to sit down and just like finish it now before dinner. And that way I can like appreciate the book and then start Last Olympian soon.
We have to try.
Don't feel bad cause we're usually about to die. Bring on the monsters, bring on the monsters, bring on the real world. Bring on the monsters.
Jackson and the Battle of the Labyrinth, aka Percy Jackson, and the time everyone had a crush on him and he was oblivious to it. Annabeth, Rachel, Nico, Calypso. And probably like 10 other people too. I don't know. Everyone has a crush on Percy in this book and he's so oblivious. I love him. So I finished this a couple of hours ago, but my camera battery died and then I had to have dinner. So here we are, a couple of hours later, but at least it's the same day. I thoroughly loved my reread of Battle of the Labyrinth. There is so much that I forgot happened that like the only reason I remembered it was going to happen was because of the like subtle like foreshadowing that's given. But other than that, like there's so much I forgot about, like the 100-handed one. I somehow even forgot about like Hephaestus. This book is just, it's so wonderful. The characters and their progression, their growth, and the relationships and the interactions between these characters, their dynamics, like everything about all of these characters is just so brilliantly written and so brilliantly portrayed that I just can't help but continue to love this series. Like I can find no faults. Even as an almost 22-year-old, I can find no fault in a book that was written for someone who was like 15. And that's really cool. The only issue I had was with Calypso, but that's literally because I've read further stories and know more about like what she does and sort of like, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to get into it again. That was the only issue I took, but that wasn't a bad thing. Like that's just character arc, that's just character flaws. It's not bad writing. I paid a lot more attention to Luke in this book, and I've been paying a lot more attention to Luke this reread. I think part of it, here we go again, part of it is because of the Lightning Thief musical, because just the way that he is done, the way that James portrays Luke in the musical is just so amazing and actually made me like give a shit about the character. I never really gave a shit about Luke when I was like first reading the stories. I only cared that his mum was like constantly waiting for him to come home, but I never really gave a shit about him as a character. But this reread I found him so much more compelling. I've sort of gotten past that like stubborn younger me who was like, no, he's the bad guy, I can't like the bad guy. And now I'm like, he is sympathetic and I do know why a lot of people sort of went to his side. I just personally don't like him and don't like the way he treats Percy. But I found him a lot more human in this reread, and I think that's really, really cool that like as I'm older, I'm seeing things that I refused to see when I was younger. This is why you should reread your faves, guys. This is what I'm saying. Constantly reread books. Don't buy new ones, just reread the old ones. I don't really know if I have much more to add on to that, other than, as I said earlier, this book is basically just like everyone is in love with Percy and he's oblivious to it. But I don't have much else to add other than just I really want to read The Last Olympian now. Like this is just such a wonderful build up to the finale. And the finale, like that's a big thing to do, is to properly build it up and make you anticipate the big battle. And this does it so wonderfully, like giving you like a little information about like Luke having gone in the River Styx but not enough. And then like that big thing at the end when Nico's like, I know how to get you to defeat Cronus. But then like you don't get to know what it is because it's not the next book yet. And there's a lot about this book that's just so wonderful and does its job perfectly. But even if there wasn't another book after this, it still stands on its own. Like, yeah, there's a lot of things that like are unfinished, but the best thing that is about all of these books, the thing that I love about all of these books is that they all have a neatly tied up ending. There's just like a few loose ends, but it's not like completely loose, like there's nothing tied up or finished. Like this particular plot is tied up and finished nicely, but it's still like, but there's a big thing coming, and that's what I really, really enjoy. I cannot wait to finally jump into The Last Olympian and finally finish the series. I am hoping I will have The Last Olympian finished by the end of the year. I don't know if I'll have the vlog up because I don't know if I'll have a lot of time to edit it. Looking at my calendar right now because let's see, I'm working and then it's Christmas and then I'm going away. So I don't know if the vlog will be out yet, but I'm excited to jump into the next book and finish this reread. That has been like the best thing that I ever decided to do with 2019 was to reread these books. So I hope you've enjoyed this and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!